Hello, one and all, and welcome to Hot Takes with Intern. And of course, I am your host, Intern. And today we're going to react to some hot takes. I asked on Twitter, I asked the Twitterverse, give me some hot takes so that I can discuss them in a video whilst lying in bed. And that is exactly what I'm going to do today. So without further ado, let's dig into those hot takes, shall we? Take number one from DZ. What, DZS, depends on how you pronounce the Z. Stats in F1 are completely irrelevant when assessing a driver. Low-key, yes. Low-key, it depends. Stats without context are useless. I always say this, man. It's like, you can say a guy has like 5 billion wins, but what is it about these 5 billion wins that makes this guy the GOAT? Is it just the mere fact that they have all of these wins? Is there any win in there particularly that you want to highlight as, yeah, this specific win was cooler than the rest? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, how do I put this? Okay. It's like me saying Kimi Raikkonen is like one of the best drivers on the grid in 2021 for the sole reason that he's a former world champion with like 20 wins. If you don't present your stats in a proper context, then they will fall flat. So I low-key agree, but at the same time I don't. Especially when you're talking about assessing a driver's ability. I somewhat agree, but I somewhat don't. It's weird. We move. Hi, Charlie. Daniel will be back on form this season as he usually performs better in his second season with a Team C Renault and will be top 5 if the car is there. Well, he better be, as if y'all saw the sleepy rant I put on Ricardo I don't know when this is going up by. I would have uploaded it by the time you're hearing me speak right now. Ooh, I hope so. I mean, he definitely has the potential to do so. He was quite mid in 2019, but once the car came to him in 2020, he was best of the rest. He was P5 in the standings. So the question is, even if he does get to grips with the car, will he be better than Lando? Does that mean Lando Norris is all of a sudden just going to become mid? That is the question. Maybe they'll both finish in the top 5. Who knows? With them Ferrari boys coming, who knows, man? But I do think he'll probably improve this year. If he doesn't, he's finished, so he better. So that's all I'm going to say. We move. Pastor Juju says, Sebastian Vettel and Fernando Alonso still have it in their tanks to mount a title challenge against anybody if given title-winning machinery. Okay, fair enough. I definitely believe Alonso could still win a world championship in a right car. Vettel is kind of iffy because we've already seen him try and fail. But again, I always say, man, when it comes to Vettel, everyone talks about, oh, he needs the right car. If he doesn't have a good car, then he's useless. It's like, not being adaptable is very bad. But at the same time, if you sign a guy that is notoriously not good at adapting to things outside of his style, why wouldn't you make a car that fits his style? Because if you don't, then you're not maximizing the most of the guy that you signed. Like, drivers have flaws, but if you're not doing anything to counteract those flaws, then what's the point? If you know Vettel likes a stable rear end, why wouldn't you make a stable rear end on your car? Like, if you sign guys that aren't adaptable and only work in certain conditions, make those conditions so that you can maximize and get as much out of that driver as you can. So Vettel is iffy. Alonso, I fully believe. Yes. High profit. Vettel goes 8 straight titles in 2014 to 2021 in the Mercedes. No, he doesn't. Are you kidding me? Okay, let's see. Which of these does he win? Does he beat Rosberg in 2014? Probably. 2015, definitely. 2016, who knows? 2017 in the Merc. Maybe. I think the Merc was just better than the Ferrari that year, no matter what anyone says. I think, if anything, Vettel carried that Ferrari to a championship battle that it probably wouldn't have been in the hands of anyone else. That's just my honest opinion. I could be wrong. The Ferrari definitely wasn't better than the Merc over the season. It was definitely better in certain races, but not completely. So Merc, maybe. Who knows? 2018, I don't know. Because it's like, where's Hamilton in all this? If Vettel is in the Merc, where's Hamilton? Is Hamilton in the Ferrari? What happens? Because Lewis Hamilton plays the biggest role in all of this, because it's just like, Is he Vettel's teammate? It's kind of hard, but 2021 I don't see at all because that Merc wasn't really, you know, it was good at the beginning and the end, but in the middle it was kind of mid. It was kind of mid. It wasn't bad like everyone on Twitter says. It was just mid. 2020 definitely. I think any world champion in at least somewhat respectable form could win a championship in the W11, especially given how the season was with COVID and everything. 2019, same. Red Bull and Ferrari were not title contenders in the slightest. They were just guys that made noise in certain tracks that fit their characteristics. 2018, I don't know. I guess the 2018 Merc was better by the end of the season because even if Vettel fell off a cliff after Hockenheim, like the car just didn't look right. Only Raikkonen won after Belgium, so I don't know about this one, Prophet. He would not go 8 straight in my opinion. We move. Wehrlein would be and should be in a top seat right now if it wasn't for Toto's in sheer incompetence with handling junior drivers. Well, let's think about it. What history does Toto Wolff have with junior drivers, huh? There's Ocon, who spent a year out of F1. There's Russell, who spent 3 years at a Williams team. There's Wehrlein, who spent 1 year at Manor, scored them a point for the first time in 2 years, and then got offloaded to Sauber. If these are all Merc juniors that were underneath Toto Wolff's ruling, then you are right. He hasn't managed them well at all. But he is Bottas's manager, and he did get Bottas the Merc seat, so I guess that's one young talent he did justice to. But yeah, I'm quite shocked Wehrlein. I mean, obviously, I heard that he had like attitude problems and stuff, which is not good. But his talent was there, and it is very shocking that he only did 2 seasons of F1, considering the fact that he scored points in 2 back markers back to back. Like he scored in that Manor, he scored in that Sauber, and there was no next level for him. In my opinion, he should have gotten the Force India seat. Why couldn't Ocon have driven the Sauber? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Ocon was better than Wehrlein. We don't know. Why didn't you put both of them in the Force India and find out? Promote Perez to the 2017 Merc, keep Bottas at Williams, and have Ocon and Wehrlein in Force India. That would be a great team up. Then you could see who was good. But again, they bottled him. He went to Formula E, just won a Formula E race. He drives for a Works Porsche team. I mean, that can only do good for your career. I mean, he might even get himself a Le Mans win because of these links in the future. So who knows? Who knows? But yeah, Toto really didn't do that guy justice. But I don't even know if it was his job to do so anyways. Actually, it was, because he's the team principal of the team. And Wehrlein was quite literally their main junior driver at one point. There were people saying he was going to get the Merc seat outright just because of his Manor role. So that's crazy. It's so mad. This man actually went from potential Merc seat in 2017 to no seat in 2018. That's mad. We move though. McLaren has been worse than Ferrari in terms of not winning, but people won't talk about it because haha, funny Ferrari clowns. When was McLaren's last championship? 08? Have they been more serious than Ferrari since? Well, actually, no, there's no way. Not when you have 2015 on your head. Not when you have 2015, 16, 17, and 18 on your heads. Those are 4 nightmare seasons. Ferrari only had 1 in 2020 and maybe 09. But outside of that, they were decent, right? Alonso was winning races every year he was in that Ferrari, bar 2014, because they were mid. But like 2014, 2020, 2009 were the only 3 mid years for Ferrari, and they scored podiums in all 3 of those years. McLaren ain't score a podium between 2014 Australia all the way to 2019 Brazil. All right, they've definitely been worse. But at the same time, I guess they have somewhat of a leeway to be worse because Ferrari, in theory, should be better because they have more money. Like, Ferrari shouldn't be mid. Ferrari should never be worse than McLaren, low key. But sometimes they are, I guess. I don't know. But they beat them last year when McLaren clearly had a better car at the beginning of the season. So, McLaren, man, y'all have been losing the Ferrari head-to-head, man. You really have been. We move, though. Hamilton would have won the title in at least one of 2017 or 18 if he and Vettel switched teams. Hamilton wins 2018 in that Ferrari. I'm saying, can you imagine if Hamilton had that straight line speed? Can you imagine if Lewis Hamilton had the OP straight line speed of the 2018 Ferrari? He would have won Bahrain easily. He would have. There's so many races he would have won. He'd have probably won Canada. He won Monza regardless. He would have wiped Monza if he was in that Ferrari. Of course Hamilton wins the 2018 title in that Ferrari. He would have done enough in the first half to have enough of a barrier to cruise to victory, even if the Ferrari became mid at the end of the year, which it looked like it did. It really did look like it was becoming mid. Of course Hamilton wins 2018. 2017 is up for grabs. I don't know. I feel like Vettel in the 2017 Merc and Hamilton in the 2017 Ferrari. I think Merc would have probably won regardless. I think Merc was just a better car that year. Definitely. So, yeah. 2018, definitely. In my opinion. We move. Albon will never win a race ever in F1. Well, he's driving a Williams, so it will definitely be hard. If he didn't win a race in 2020, there's a good chance he never wins one unless he finds himself at a good team or does something crazy in that Williams. But it doesn't look like he's ever going to win a race in F1, so you might be right. We move. Ocon in a competitive car is top 6. Well, a competitive car kind of warrants you being top 6. You kind of have to be top 6 if you're in a competitive car. What kind of what competitiveness are we talking? Are we talking podiums? Are we talking competing for podiums, wins, championships? If it's championship, you better be top 6 in a championship winning car. You should be top 3 in a championship winning car to even be taken seriously in this world, as far as I'm concerned. If it's a win, okay, yes, you should be top 6. In fact, if you're in a race winning car, you should be top 6 flat out. Podiums, I don't know. Ocon is good. I can't lie. I was expecting Alonso to wipe the floor with him, but they were neck and neck. I still think Alonso is clear, but Ocon is definitely... He's definitely... This 2020 season he had... Not 2020. 2021 was very good for him. He won the race in Hungary. He almost got the Saudi podium. This is very... Very good season from Ocon, and I hope he builds on it because he's a very talented Don. And I already discussed the second take, so we move. I worry that Pierre will damage his relationship with Red Bull so badly that he won't be able to find a seat anywhere else because he keeps fixating on them. Definitely believe that. He needs to just chill. Every week this guy says, "Oh, I should be in the Red Bull. Look at all that I've done at AlphaTauri, bro. Why are you at AlphaTauri? Did you forget why you're here in the first place? Must I pull up the 2019 season? Do you want me? I know you don't want me to do that, Pierre. Surely not. Okay, so let's not talk. Yeah, let your actions do the talking. You're out here trying to impress Red Bull instead of impressing just the whole grid in general, man. You should be looking at Mercs. You should be telling Mercs, hey, when Hamilton dips, I'm your guy. You should be looking at Ferrari like, yo, if Leclerc gets fed up with you, I'm your guy. If you're looking at McLaren, hey, yo, when Ricardo dips, I'm your guy. Instead of just being fixated on Red Bull, bro. All right? If Tsunoda is anywhere near you this year, you're gone. Because if Tsunoda at his age can somewhat match you in similar machinery, they're booting you for Lawson or Vips. I'm going to tell you that right now. So you best be finding replacement drives because Red Bull don't have to take you back. They were completely warranted to drop you in the first place, bro. You was not anywhere. You were nowhere in that Red Bull. So they have every right to not take you back, especially if you actually had beef with Newey. Because if you have beef with Newey, you can just kiss a Red Bull seat goodbye for the rest of your life, bro. But, yeah, of course, you should be looking elsewhere, man. Stop fixating on Red Bull and look elsewhere. We move. Russell will surprise people by how good he actually is. I think we all are aware that George Russell is a good driver. But you said how good. So, what do you mean by how good? Is he going to give Hamilton a run for his money? Is he going to give Verstappen a run for his money? How good is good in this case? I need to know, Bryson Sullivan. I need to know. Is he going to be a championship contender? Is he going to pull off a Hamilton 07? What's he going to do? We need to know. People talk about, I think George Russell will beat Hamilton in quali, but he might not beat him in the race. So what you're saying is he's Bottas then? So what you're saying is he's Valtteri Bottas? Surely not. Oh no, he's gonna beat him for more poles. Like, all right, Bottas almost matched Hamilton in poles last year until Hamilton went into God mode. So what's your point? How well will Hamilton, not Hamilton, how well will Russell fare against Hamilton? I need to know. I need to know. All right, obviously Russell can be a great talent and still lose to Hamilton. It's Lewis Hamilton, you know what I'm saying? But like, is he gonna beat Max? Can he hold his own against Max Verstappen? Because if you can't, what's the point? If you can't hold your own against Leclerc, what's the point? He better be good. He's driving a Mercedes, and I expect Mercedes to be top of the order this year, regardless of these new regs. So we will see what happens, Mr. Bryson Sullivan. We move. Toyota's 2009 season may be one of the biggest fumbles of all time. They had the double diffuser from the outset, made countless errors whilst having the budget to develop if they wanted. Instead, they called it quits. I would have loved to have seen their 2010 car in action. Funny enough, the 2010 car they actually sold to a team called Stefan GP. And Stefan GP were supposed to sign, I think, Jacques Villeneuve and maybe Kamui Kobayashi that year. It would have been so weird. There are people that think Kobayashi could have won the 2010 title. I don't know if let's not get ahead of ourselves, but like that's crazy. It's weird how Toyota had this massive budget and they were like, let's build around Jarno Trulli. Let's build around Timo Glock. Let's build around Ralph Schumacher. Forget Raikkonen and Alonso and all them top Donnies. Let's go for these midfielder. I guess Trulli wasn't even that bad, but like they could have gotten way better talent for the money they had, in my humblest of opinions. I think their talent may even have been what was hampering them the most. I mean, yeah, you said it yourself. They were getting poles in 09 with Trulli and Glock and those guys. It's like they were getting podiums their last season. It's like they could have definitely soared to new heights if they just got a higher caliber driver, in my opinion, and maybe stayed around. They definitely had the budget to do so. But yeah, I agree, man. Colossal battle by Toyota. We move. Verstappen will never win a fair championship. I doubt that, even if this one is fraudulent, as everyone says it will. To look at Max Verstappen and say, yeah, you'll never win a world championship. You're too like, no. Okay. If Verstappen has a rocket ship in 2022, he's winning the championship easily. Okay. It's just oh, but he had a rocket ship in 2021. No. Okay. That's not a rocket ship to me. A 2020 Merc is a rocket ship. A 2014 Merc is a rocket ship. A 2013 Red Bull is a rocket ship. I'm talking outright domination. You hear me? And maybe it was that good and Hamilton's just that guy. He probably is. But to say he's 24 and he already has one that people think is fraudulent. You really think he's just never going to win another one for the rest of his life? Because I highly doubt it. I highly doubt that greatly. Verstappen will probably have more than 3 by the time he calls it quits. He might even have more than 4. He might actually surpass Seb and be like the only 5 no, he wouldn't have been the only 5-time champion. Fangio has 5, but yeah, Verstappen might win 4 or 5 championships, bro. He's 24. We might be on for the Verstappen era, especially when Hamilton dips. When Hamilton dips, Verstappen is going to be the top of the food chain in F1 easily, right? He's gonna be that guy. So y'all are just going to have to get used to it, whether you like him or not. Leclerc might do something. Norris might do something. Russell might do something. But as far as it is concerned right now, even if you think Hamilton is better than Verstappen, Hamilton's leaving soon. He ain't going to be here forever. So one way or another, Verstappen is going to be that guy. I personally think he already is that guy. But that's just me. We move. BMW Sauber's 2009 season might be one of the biggest fumbles of all time. Fair enough. I mean, probably is. They were like, nope, nah, forget the 2008 championship that is being fought over by 2 guys that decide to be serious or unserious, depending on where the sun is positioned at every Grand Prix. Nah, we'll wait till 2009. That's when we will master these regs. And then they pulled up to 2009 being flaming mid and just simmered down into obscurity. I mean, their 2010 season was horrible. All right, like, 09 BMW is one of the worst. I'm so shocked. I'm so scared that this is going to be Alpine this year. They're like, Nah, man, we've been saving up for these regs. We've been using the same engine staff janitor since 2018. We've been waiting for this moment our whole lives. 2022 will be the year of Alpine. These duns better not pull up to Barcelona being flaming mid, or I'll write them a letter. I promise you that. This is what Alpine might be. 2009 Sauber is what Alpine might be this year if they're not serious. Sorry to turn this into an Alpine rant, but Prostan account, you're absolutely correct. Sauber bottled '09 massively. Probably one of the biggest bottles of all time. You're completely right. We move. Hülkenberg is championship material. Well, here's the thing, Lucy. Look, sorry. Wow, that's so mean of me. Here's the thing, look. Look, Stenberger. Even if he is, we'll never know. Even if he is, we will never know. We'll never know if he's that guy because he was never given the equipment. You know how many other people are probably championship material right now outside of F1 that we just don't know about because they're not in F1 and they don't have a Merc, they don't have a Red Bull, they don't have a Ferrari? He ain't the only one, man. And he probably could have won a championship if Merckx picked him up in 2014. But again, and you know what's even funnier? He could have went to Merckx in 2017. I'm pretty sure Merckx tried to get him in 2017 and Renault were like, nah, he's ours. He's our guy now. We're going to build around him. Only for him to spend 3 years getting no podiums, man. My goodness, man. I hate the whole Hülkenberg is trash because he didn't get a podium thing. But when you just look back, it's like, bro, you really should have gotten a podium in that damn Renault, bro. You really should have done that. And granted, the team itself didn't get one. So it's not like there were people that were getting it in the same equipment as him. I mean, that was the case with Force India, but not with Renault. But I don't know. Maybe Hülkenberg is. I still think he's top class. I still think he should be in F1, but he isn't. And that's just something that we as a community are going to have to live with. We move. Ratio. Thanks, guy. Anyways, Tofu Local Loser says Max's 2021 title will be his easiest title win compared to what he will face in the future. Well, again, I've said it on Twitter before. A championship battle with Hamilton does take significant years off of your predicted lifespan. So if you're talking about Hamilton will be Verstappen's hardest championship competitor, then yes, I do agree because Lewis Hamilton is inevitable. He's always there, even when he has the best of luck, even when it looks like he has the worst of luck. Hamilton is so consistent over a season. He always makes the most of the races given to him. He always finds himself in these championship hunts. 2010, 2012 could have been a championship. 2007 could have been a championship. This man could have had more than 8 already. He's that guy over a season. So I think Lewis Hamilton I think when Verstappen retires, we're going to look back at Lewis Hamilton and be like, yeah, that's the hardest guy you ever had to take on for a title. So I don't even know, bro. I don't think this was his easiest at all. If anything, 2021 might be the hardest title Verstappen wins. Maybe Newey makes a rocket ship and Verstappen cruises to like 4 straight championships after this. And we just look back at, oh man, I wish Hamilton were back. I wish we could have 2021 back where Verstappen had an actual challenge, you know what I mean? That's how people might be in a couple of years, man. So who knows? We move. Monaco needs more... What? Monaco needs F1 more than F1 needs Monaco. Neither of them need each other, in my opinion. Monaco is fine. I mean, it's inhabited by the richest of the rich. They don't need the Monaco Grand Prix. The Monaco Grand Prix is probably chump change to these dons. But F1 doesn't really need Monaco. I like Monaco. All of these people that hate Monaco, it's just like, nah, you're boring and you hate history. And it's like, stop acting like Monaco's the only boring race on the calendar, all right? I find Monaco intriguing. I think it provides an interesting challenge to the drivers that drive around it. And yes, the racing is garbage, but the strategies and qualifying is what makes the weekend for me. And honestly, that's okay. Not every race needs to be an overtake fest, rather. Some tracks just need to restrict that and say, nah, you go have to find another way to get around this done, whether you overcut, whether you undercut, whether you out-qualify. So I think Monaco should stay on the calendar forever, but that's just me. But overall, I don't think either of them need each other, but that's just me. We move. Kamui Kobayashi would have been the 2010 champion Toyota. Oh, I literally referenced this earlier. No. That Red Bull was going to destroy mankind, whether Toyota were serious or not. And even if they're like Toyota, no, McLaren were there, Ferrari were there. Kobayashi, like, even if Toyota built a rocket ship, is Kobayashi that guy? Like, is he really that guy? Is he really going to beat Alonso, Hamilton, Vettel, Weber, well, 2010 Weber, that is, over a season? Is he really that guy? In his first full season of F1, you really think Kobayashi gonna do that? Because I don't. But if you do, power to you. But I don't, big man. We move. Sorry, fifth gear. I don't agree. How many takes do I have left? 2. All right, good. Sebastian Vettel is our top 3 driver of all time, and his prime is the best out of anyone with the exception of Schumacher. I don't know. Prime Seb. What is Prime Seb? 2010 to 2013? Is that Seb's prime? Can't be 2014. 2015 is a good shout. Top 3 ever? I mean, statistically he is, but is his prime clear of Senna's? Did we see Senna's prime? You know? Have we already seen Hamilton's prime? He said he's coming back better than ever. What if Hamilton kicks into another gear this season? Will Seb still be top 3? Huh? Is his prime clear of Schumacher's? I don't know. Is his prime clear of Hamilton's? I don't know. Hamilton's been at this level for like 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 8 years now. I mean, he hasn't shown any signs of slowing down. Right? 2021 was kind of ugh. But he still did what he needed to do when stuff mattered. He still almost won that title, even if he was ugh. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man. I don't know about this one, Chief. That's a bold claim, Chief. Okay, Stylo. That's a bold claim, big man. And for the last take of the day, we have the great man himself, Mark Coran. Jean-Eric Verne was every bit as good as Danny Rick and would have won Grand Prix if he went to Red Bull. Of course he would. Not in 2015, definitely. Actually, would he have? I don't know, bro. Let's think. All of Red Bull's victories in 2016 were Mickey Mouse. They were, and I'm not saying that to discredit them. I'm saying there was no regular way of them winning. Actually, that's a lie, because Monaco exists. They were definitely the fastest car that weekend. Verne beat Ricciardo and Kvyat, and Ricciardo and Kvyat got promoted over him. So there's no doubt in my mind Verne would have been that guy if he went to Red Bull. I don't know why he didn't go to Red Bull to this day. I don't know what stopped them from signing him, but yeah, in theory he should have been better than those two in a Red Bull. So yeah, I guess you're right, man. I guess you're right. Anyways, lads, that's hot takes. Thank you all for participating. I couldn't have gotten all of them in. There were like 5 billion quote tweets, 5 billion comments. I couldn't go through them all, so I picked out my favorite ones and we talked about them. Thank you all for tuning in to Hot Takes with Intern. Have a blessed day.